Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In today's video I will be combining all the videos that I have covered or I have posted onto my channels. Basically this is a combinations of course RH124 where I will be discussing all the courses, and the benefit of this one video, you no need to go and search for each and every video. This is the one video where you can get all the information. That means everything in a one plate. Okay, so this course is basically very beneficial for the beginners. So I would suggest the beginners who really want to learn Linux operating system, please go through this video and you will find it much impressive. So let's begin the content of this video. First of all, I will be discussing about the installations of Linux virtual machine and how after installation how you can access it. Whatever the output of a command where you can either you can direct it to display or into the log file. It depends on your way of working or the requirement. And let's say in case if you forget the root password, if you forgot the root password, how you can change it. So root password breaking also I have posted very simple and simple video. By following the steps you will get to know how you can break the root password. Managing files and directories, which is very simple way it's explained. File and directories permissions. Once you see this permissions topic, I would guarantee you will understand how the permissions and directories notifications are done. Sorry for the WhatsApp messages behind. UMASK on the file and directories. What's the importance of UMASK for the file security and directory security? After this we will move to the next important chapter, which is user and group management. How you can create user, create group, how you can manage, how you can add into primary group, secondary group, how you can set the password, and let's say user go from your organization, how you can delete the password. And with the user deletion, same time you also can remove the home directory, because sometimes some user keep some informations which really not needed and it's always take the space from the operating system. For that, good to clean the home directory so that it won't take unnecessary space. Then we will discuss about the password policy, which is very important. How you can set the password, when frequently user have to change their password. So all this policy I have discussed in this video. Let's move to the next one, not automations, which is one of the very good video which I really like it. The reason for liking it, because instead of doing multiple commands you can do your task in one attempt. So basically this is very good for the beginners if you want to learn how you can do automation, and later you can use the shell script to do the automations part. Now Sudo configuration basically helps where the simple user are given few specific privileges command so that you can run. You no need to depend on root. So this is also very important chapter. Sudo curl curl, as you can see from the name, is to download the content from internet. Either you can read or you can download or save onto your operating system. Then later that content may be software or any files or whatever it is. But by right, for this you should have internet enable or specific URL enabled to work, otherwise it won't be work. System process, we have, as you already know, we have many processes running. How you can manage it, how you can kill it, stop it, restart it, start at boot and stop at shutdown. All these configurations you will read under this chapter, system. Now come to the SSH configuration, which is related to how you can access the operating system. So SSH configurations we have discussed in detail. Inside it there is a topic with password and without passwordless authentications, how you can get it. Next, move to the daemon configuration. So each and every system have long running process which always run in background. You basically no need to worry about what is running the background. They always keep running and complete system request. log configuration file. So everybody knows system have events, messages, informations, warning, critical. So based on their category it go to the specific file, so you should know where all the logs are going, so that you can do the troubleshooting whenever it's required. Let's move to the next one, tar and zip, which is basically for compression purpose, and 20th is for the IP management and host configurations. Okay guys, so let's start this video one by one. In this tutorial I will show you how to install the Red Hat 7. So let's begin. First we need to know what are the information or what are the prerequisites you should have before doing this part. First of all, we should have ISO, which is RHEL 7. Second thing, you should have VMware workstation already installed. You can take any of the version. Four GB of RAM, 20 GB of hard disk, so first what you have to do, you should have VMware workstation. So I have already installed this VMware workstation, which is version 15. First go to the file, new virtual machine. A pop-up wizard will appear and you have to select for the custom. From the drop down menu it will automatically select version 15, and beyond this you cannot go. This is a maximum limit. Click on next. You need to select the path where the ISO RHEL ISO will be there. So go on to, I have already on this path. So wherever on your system the ISO is there, you just go there and select this DVD ISO. The real operating system will be in ISO form. Select it, click on next. Here you need to give your name. You can give any name. Give your own password. See what you can see here. This password is for both user and root accounts. Now click on next. You can give any name, RHEL 7 test machine. Click on next. The number of processor. Here I would suggest you to select at least 2 processor with 2 core. And then now total number of core processors are 4. Click on next. Here it will ask you to select the virtual memory. So here I am just entering 4 GB memory. I am selecting because if you are selecting good memory, then operating system won't hang in between, because all the while you have to use this operating system. Click on next. Select the use bridge networking. Click on next. Let it default. This is also default. Create a new virtual disk. It's a maximum size of 20 GB. So you can see VMDK will be created. Name of RHCL 7 test machine. This is the same name of my virtual machine. All the information will be appeared here. You have to verify. In case if you want to change it, just go to customize hardware and change there. Click on finish. After finish, what you will go to this page where you have an option to power on this virtual machine. click on this button. Just wait for a few minutes. It will looking for ISO, and now it will start the installation. But before installation it will ask for the few parameters, so let it begin first. Okay, now it's starting. Keep your enter button ready, or any of the key or mouse, because if you want interrupt this session, it will go automatic install where you cannot select any of the parameters. So in case if you want to do customize parameters, just be ready your enter button or mouse. Okay, so let's start one by one. First it will ask you for the timing, so you select the Asia zone, and here it's Singapore. It will come here. Done. This is keyboard, let it be English. US default language support is English, that's correct one. Installation source, you can see it's pointing to Red Hat ISO, which is correct one. And in case if you're doing any installation from network, you have to select this option, but at this moment we are doing installation through local ISO. Software selection, this is the most important part, because if you don't select, it will go to the default one, which is only command prompt. You cannot get any GUI, you cannot get any graphical. So select this option. We want just select the basic backup, DNS, email, FTP, storage, and a few more. It's network file system, because I think it will help you to do your practicals later. Okay, that's fine. Done. It will do it is doing verification. Destinations, okay. I will configure partition. Partition is like a file system. This concept I will tell you in next video, because this is some different concept where I have to explain, then only you will understand. But as per now, you just let it be. It's a file system. It's like a Windows C drive, D drive, something like this. The moment you will do, it will ask for boot, swap. Okay, just accept these changes. Network connected, this is the option where you can configure your IP addresses. So just go to IP4 setting, click in case if you select automatic, every reboot the IP address will change, so we don't want to happen to this. So just click on manual, add. Let me see my system IP address, which is 192.168.1.109. so I'm just taking in the same range because I want to take putty. I will let you know what is putty, but you have to watch my next videos for this. So I'm just keeping this IP address is 105.255.255.255.0 192.168.1.1254. Okay, done. Now you have to click on save button. You can see IP address will appear here. This is a page where your system will get this IP. You no need to do the configuration after installation. Click on done button. Security policy, okay, let it be. Kdump is already enabled. This is the place where let's say if something happened to your operating system, automatic dump will create, which will help you to analyze the logs, and you can say what was the reason for hanging or crashing the operating system. So here is a button, begin installation. You can set the root password here. Okay, root password is set because the user initially what I created bits, the same password will be like this. In case if you want to create any of your colleague user user account, so here is the options, you can create this user account here. So here you can see the installation is already begin starting packages installation process. Let's wait for a few minutes. You can see all the packages will be installed. So it's around 1406 packages. Now it's at 42. So I will just pause this video for you, and the installation will complete, I will start the video from there. Now you can see all the 1400 package already installed. So few more configurations it's doing, performing post installation setup task. Here you can see post installation setup task already completed. So after this blue line reach till end, then only our added installation will complete. After that it will ask for the system to reboot, and automatically it will go for reboot, and it will come to the login page. Now you can see it's already in reboot status. It will take few more seconds. Wow, now our header installation is almost completed. Okay, this is a user which I created during the installation. So first click on it. It's the same window as you can see when you log in into your laptop. It will ask for the user ID password. This is also same login page for Red Hat. This is also same Windows operating system. We have recycling bin. Here we have Thresh. We have all applications, Mozilla, Firefox, Notepad, everything. So I just show you command prompt, which is same as Windows operating system command. You can say who am I. So it's BADA. This is the same name which I have kept. So in today's video we are going to cover these three things. First thing, accessing command line using local console. Second thing, accessing command line using desktop. Third thing is executing command line using the bash shell. Okay, so first of all, you should know what is a local console. For example, let's suppose you are in front of your system, and that system you can see in front of you, that's called console. So here yesterday I have created one of the operating system. So in case if your operating system is in power off status, make sure it's running. So for running you need to go power and startup. My operating system is already start, so I no need to power on it. You have to go inside the system. So this is the account what I have created. Bits, enter the username, password that you enter during the installation. Okay, so you are now in front of the operating system. This is what we call console. So you need to basically understand this is console, where you can see the system screen, desktop, you can access your system completely. Okay, let's move to the second point, which is accessing the command line using the desktop. So it's a similar concept what we have in Windows operating system. What you go to start, run the command cmd, then you get this black prompt, which is we call command line. You can run any of the command. Here administrator used to do different commands like date, all these things. Okay, so now in a Linux operating system, how to access this? Right click, go to terminal. So here we go, you can see this screen. Here you can see all your dates, your time, whatever command you want to run, you can run it. Okay, now let's move to the third point, which is the final one, executing command using the bash shell. Here you need to understand we have two type of. First you need to understand what is shell. Shell is a way of, it will it's provide you interface for the user, where you can enter the input to the system. Without this you cannot do anything. You cannot enter your instructions to the computer, and you need to know how many shell we have. I mean, what are who uses the shell? Basically user use, and it may be normal user and maybe administrator. So you have question in mind like who is administrator and who is normal user, what's the difference? So normal user which runs their basic commands only. Administrator is like a system owner who can do anything inside the system. So for shell, for user, we can see this dollar signature, so that means this shell is for the user. In case if you switch to root, su space hyphen, that is basically to switch from simple user to administrator, and you have to enter the same password that you have given for the bits during the installation. And here you will get the hash prompt, which is for the root administrator. You need to remember one most important thing. Inside the Linux operating system, we call that administrator root, not administrator. Administrator we call in Windows operating system. Let's start how to reset or break the root password. First of all, what you have to do, boot your system or reboot your system if it is already running. Okay, so once you reach at the first boot step, just what you need to do, press letter E, press E button. What it's meaning, it will help you to edit the root kernel with the option. Okay, so now let's move to the second step. The moment you press the E, you will reach at the grub, and there you need to search the line which is Linux 16 and go at the end of this line. At the end of this line, type rd.break. Guys, this is very important system in your Red Hat exam. If you are planning for doing Red Hat preparation, definitely you have to follow all these steps, which will make your certification very easy. The moment you enter this line, you can press the CTRL, that means Control plus X button. It will be written at the down of your screen. After moving it, it will enter into the emergency mode. I think everybody is aware we have root file system which is called / which is called slash, but in emergency mode we have sys root file system. Okay, and here is the most important thing, this sys root file system will be in read only mode. Read only mode. So what you have to do, you have to make remount it using read write option. So for command for this is mount space -o remount. That means you are going to remount with the read writes, then file system name, enter. Once you run this command, your file system sysroot will be read write mode, and you need to run this sysroot command so that sysroot can be used as a root file system. After entering this, you will be reaching shell prompt, and here the place where you can change the password, ep. For changing the password, the command is passwd root, and you can enter your password. Enter your new password. Next, once you have done all these formalities, exit, then one more time exit, and the system will reboot automatically. And it will go to the login prompt, and then guys, please try your new password. Hope that definitely will work. Hey, one more steps here. If you are using real operating system, make sure you are running this command, because this is the most important mistake that every student do it. So auto relabel, this is a very important command, because everybody do their part till 8 step, everybody run, but definitely they used to forget this command. So this will become 10, then this will become 11. So guys, don't forget to run this command. Now I will show you how we can do this practical. So we have one virtual machine which is already running, so I just gonna reboot this machine, restart. See, you are at first boot prompt, press E. Now you reach at the grub. At the start, type this rd.break. You can see now Control X is also there. Press Control X. Control X, system will start will go into the emergency mode. Here you can see entering emergency mode. Now let's remount. Sysroot mount space -o remount read write sysroot. Enter ch root sysroot. Okay, now you can see the place where you can change the root password. So just type it, do it. Okay, done it. Now don't reboot it, because I just now told you touch /auto relabel. This is very important, most important, because most of the students, they used to do this kind of mistake. relabel. Enter. Now you can exit. One more time exit. System will boot. It's taking little bit time to reboot. So guys, now it's rebooting. Okay, we are back to the login prompt. Here not listed, because we need to try for root. Enter the password. You just have reset. Okay, we can see last login this time. So that means we are able to log in. Guys, these steps, I think initially when you will do will be looking very difficult, but you have to do practice of these steps. And we are going to discuss redirecting the command output. Okay, so it may be file, it may be display on the screen, or it may be giving to another program or another command. So let's start. This operating system I have already started, so let's make it bigger. Right click, open terminal. Let me increase the size. Let me increase. Okay, I think now it's better. So we usually type a command like date, time, and all these things. Okay, so I think command, everybody knows what is command. So here we are not going to discuss about command. We will discuss if you run a command. Let's say for example time, it will directly display the output on your system. Okay, if you display date, it will display date on your screen. So basically this is called display the output on the screen. And let's say for example if you want to display the output of a command in particular file, how you will do it? So what you have to do, you have to use this symbol and then file name. File name, it may be any file, let's say output file 1. So you can't see any of the output here because I have directed this command output to one particular file, and this file will also automatically will create. So let's see the content of a file, cat output 1. So you can see the date is here. Okay, so now you know the first part, which is direct output for to a particular file. Next is display, also we have already done on the screen. Okay, let's say for example you have any particular error. What you will do, either you can display on a screen error, display on the screen, or directed into the file. Okay, let's do how we do for the error. For example, we will run a find command, find space. The second part is location, source location, where you want to find the content. So I can take any of the directory, root, where, temp. Okay, I'll just take root directory. Root directory is a directory, is a master directory. All the directory comes under it. For example, C drive in Windows operating system. So everything, all the files and folders, everything come under the C drive. So similar like this in our Windows of Linux operating system, we have root file system. Okay, so we will search from here by name. What you want to search? I know a few words, so okay, pass wd and direct this output to output 1 and second output to output error file. Okay, so basically one represent for the output, 2 represent for the error. Okay, so no need to confuse. Whatever the output of this command, it will go in this output 1 file, and whatever the error which we called as number 2, it will go to the output error file. Let's run this command. Okay, it's finished. Also see the content of output 1 file. Okay, this is output. Now check the content of output error file. Oh, so many errors. You can see permission denied, permission denied, permission denied, permission denied. So many errors. Okay. So many errors, so many errors. Okay. So we will count now. So we have done this part as well. I want to discuss one more thing. Let's, for example, you won't write this line. So what it's meaning, this find command output will go to this file, but error will display on the screen because you haven't decided any of the parameters for the error. So let's run this command. See, it's showing all errors. So all error, it will come on the display. And for example, if I do 2 greater than output error file, then what will happen? The output of this command is not output. Whatever the error related to this command will go to this error file, and the real output will display on the screen. Okay, I show you. See, now how many 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. So 6 lines are there. So I just, let's do it through command line. Output 1. So we will see how many lines inside the output 1 command. So I'm just entering pipe wc-l. wc means word count. If you do -l, it will count the line. So number of lines are 6. And how many lines are there? 1 2 3 4 5 6. Total number of lines 6. This is also 6. That means the output is correct. So it depends on you and your requirement. You want to see the output, or you want to see the error, or you want to direct the output to a file, or you want to direct out error to a particular file. We are going to discuss about the files. So what are the basic functions we need to operate? First is creation of files. Second is copying of files. Third is moving of files. Fourth is you may delete the file. Okay, so these are the 4 functions basically you need to perform every time. Now comes to the directories. Directories is nothing else but only for example, in Windows we have folders. In Linux operating system we call it directory. So we are going to perform the same operations on the directory as well. First is creation of a directory. Second is copying. Third is moving, and last is for delete. So we will in this video I will explain you all these basic commands, how you have to run and what will be the syntax for this. So first of all we will start our virtual machines, which we already build up. Power on the virtual machine. It will take some time to power on. I have started the virtual machine. Let's wait for it starting. Now operating system is coming up. You can see 7, which indicate this is operating system 7. Now it will come to the login screen where the user ID and password will be reflected. Not listed. Let's suppose if you have another user which you cannot see here, then you need to click on this not listed, but my user is reflected there, so I don't need to do anything. Just enter the password. I think you already know about it. You can see the login, last login. Now you are inside the system. Open the terminal. I have already shown you how to open the terminal. Just right click on the desktop and select the open terminal. I will increase the size of this one because I think it's easier for you to see what are the commands I'm going to run. So first command we are going to discuss about creation of file. So for example, if you want to create a file, so for creation of a file, very simple command, touch and then file name. You can give any file name. I will give it file name 1. Okay, ls space hyphen ltr. It will help you to list all the files and directory in that pwd locations, means present working directory location. So just now you created the file 1. Let's put something inside this one. Welcome to this channel, and redirect under the file 1. Now how you can see the content of a file 1 cat. So welcome to this channel. Okay, so now you know how to create the file. Let's suppose you want to copy the content of this file to another file. How you will do? So the command is cp space hyphen source, then destination file. I'm giving here file 2, which is destination, where you want to copy the content. Okay, enter. Now list the content to see whether file is created or not. Yes, so you can see file is created. Now see the content of a file. Welcome to this channel. So now you can see the content of file 1 into the file 2, because you have just now copy using the cp command. Okay, now let's move the, now you don't need this file. Oh sorry, you want to move this file into any other file name. So for renaming the file, just press file 1 and file 3. I want to rename the file 1 into file 3. Enter. Let's see it's available or not. See, file 1 is not available here. Now file 3 is there, because you have already renamed the file 1 to file 3. And the last command for the file handling is rm command, which is for removing or deletion of a file. So you can delete either one file or more file as well. Just mention the number of files with the space. Enter. Now list whether you have files available or not. No more files. Okay, let's move to the directory operation. First, if you need to create a file directory, how you will create? mkdir directory name. So I will give here directory 1. Current working directory is home bits. ls space hyphen ltr directory 1. You can see here now directory. You need to know one thing. In Windows operating system, we call it folders. Like you always used to call, okay, I have files, pictures, videos in that particular folder. In Linux operating system, we call it directory. So just go inside. cd means change directory. Go inside, list. Can you see anything? No. So you just create 3 file here, file 1, file 2, file 3, and list. Is it available? Yes, it's there. Move back one step. So current working directory is home bits. Clear, because it's almost down. I want to see at the up where you are at directory 1. So now the copy of a directory into the temp location. This is some other location, so I want to copy from home directory to temp location. Okay, here you will get this error, cp omitting directory 1. So in case if it is directory, you need to include the option -r. R means whatever the content or files or directory inside the directory 1, everything it will copy. P means permissions. Whatever your permission, like this permission, it will keep it same, otherwise it will change. Now enter. Okay, it's executed. So we have directory 1 here. Now if you go to temp location, cd temp, you can see directory 1 is also available. And let's check the files inside are same or not. Yes, files are same. And now come back to home bida location, it's a bits directory 1. So just move directory 1 to directory 3. Yes, moved. Now no more file of directory 1 because I have renamed the directory 1 into directory 3. Just check whether files are same or not. Yes, file 1 2 3 are same. Go back to one step, directory 3. Now you don't need any of the directory 3, so just remove this directory 3. Okay, you can't run this command because saying it's a directory. It's not simple file. If it is simple file, you can only use the command rm, but now you have to use -r because recursively it will delete the file inside the directory. So see, now it's no more directory 3. So permission of file and directory. So I think everybody know what is file and directory. Over the file we perform 3 functions. We have 3 kind of permission: read, write and execute. Okay, and these 3 permissions belongs to 3 kind of user. One is owner. Owner is a owner who creates a file or owner of a file. Another is group. File belongs to which particular group. And last is others. Rest of the user which don't come under owner and group, all these users come under other group. So rest of the users other than owner and group. So first I will show you the example. First, for example, you have file 1 and permission will be read, write, execute, then read, write, execute, read, write, execute. Basically these 3 permissions for owner. If it is read, write, execute, so that particular owner have read permissions, write permissions, execute permissions. The second set is for group. That particular group has read permissions, write permissions, execute permission. Now third is for others: read, write, execute. Now what is the mean of reading? Reading means you can see the content of a file. Write means you can write inside the file. And last is execute. You can run the file as a script. You can execute or run a file as script. Okay, and a small very important things: read value start with 4 to 1, again 4 to 1, again 4 to 1. That means read value is 4, then this write value is 2, and this read value 1 for group. So the value will be 4 plus 2 plus 1, 7, then 4 plus 2 plus 1, 7, then 4 plus 2 plus 1, 7. So this is basically, these are the way we drive the value. Okay, when I show you the practical, I think it will be better understand for you. Now let's come. Okay, first I'll show you the practical of file, then we'll continue with the directory. So we have already this Unix system. Let me increase this text size change settings, Windows, where it went, terminal, keyboard, appearance, change, make it 18, apply. Okay, now where we are, ID, we are under the root user. Okay, now you can go to any locations. Let's say I'm going to temp. Okay, under here, do we have any file? No, we don't have. So create a test file, student test file, enter. Now see the whether you have file created or not. Yes, student test file. See here, hyphen means file and D means directory. Okay, so this is the difference between files and directory. Now this read write hyphen, hyphen means no execute permissions here, hyphen this is. Then read and hyphen hyphen, that means no write permissions, no execute permissions. Then read hyphen hyphen, that means only read permissions, no write permissions or execute permissions. Okay, so first we'll explain the owner. Who is the owner? Owner is root and this is a group. So root. So currently we are logging through the root ID. So definitely this we are able to read the file and write inside this file. Let's see whether we are able to read the file or not. Content test file. Okay, let's say if you are at this you want to see the complete line, just press the tab, it will come automatically for you. Cat. Okay, currently no, because there is no content right now. Let's create some content inside. VI student, enter, press I. You can see here, at the moment I will press I, it will say insert. Insert means now we can write inside the file. This is student test file. Escape colon QW sign of exclamation, then enter. That means W key means save and exit. This is a VI editor. A VI editor is a way to write inside a particular file. So this tutorial I will give you later, but because I am not covering this tutorial here. So first save it. Now see whether the content is inside or not. Cat student. So we have, this is a student test file. So that means this root user is able to read the content of a file and write inside the file. Now let's say for example we change the group, chmod owner, root is a user, and we make it we have one user, bits is a group, bits is a group, and student. Okay, now we see BIDA. Okay, this is a group. Cat etc group file. Let's see bits. So we don't, okay, we have actually, so let's make it bits s. Okay, so now we have bits. So whoever user under this group, so currently we have, this is group and this is user. So under the bits group we have bits user. Let's switch to the bits user. Go to the temp location. Here is a file, student test file. First you see whether you are able to read the file or not. Okay, you can read. Now try to write inside the file. See, you can see here read only. Why? Can anybody tell? Okay, you can also write inside the description box. I will exit from here. The reason is because you don't have write permission, that's why you are not able to write. And bits is a group. and inside this group we have user we have user bits. That's why this bits user id bits, this bits user is not able to write inside this file. Okay, let me give permission group plus write student file. Okay, this is a user, so you cannot perform, you have to execute as a root. Why root? Because root is a administrator. Let's go to temp and run the same command. Let me copy from here itself. Okay, check it now. Okay, write is there. Switch to the bits user, go to temp and try to write inside the student file. This is bits user content. Okay, save it. So let's see whether we are able to save it. Save it means we are able to write inside. So yes, this is bits file, so we are able to write it. Now okay, I will explain you what is a executable file. I'll create one file that's called script and I will write some commands over here. Echo this is this is user. Okay, now let's see the permission script. Okay, now user is bits, because bits and bida, because this we created using this user ID, that's why this is ownership. So we need to make it as a script, so just rename the name, because script always execute as .sh. Okay, try to run it. How we run the script? / then file name script.sh. Permission denied. Why? Because this user don't have execute permissions here. Read, write, hyphen, no execute. So just add it. chmod user plus execute script sh. Let's see we have or not. Now we have x means execute, and now you can see the color also changed. Previously it was simple white color, now it is green color. So by this is also one of the big difference, where the color of the script get changed. ./script execute. Okay, this is this user ID user. Okay, this is a command, but I executed ID, so ID was executed and you can see the value here. That means its command is executed. Okay, so guys, I think now the concept for the file directories is clear to everybody. Now let's move to the directory. Here directory we also have similar function. Okay, in front of this I'll put hyphen and just put space. Okay, D means directory. Read, write, execute, read, write, execute, read, write, execute. Same value 421 421 421 and same 777. Okay, so this is the values, it's same for user, this is for group, and this is for others. Okay, so there is a big difference in read, write, execute. File everybody know. Read means reading the file content, write means writing inside the file, execute means run as a executable. Now here what is the meaning of read for directory? Means you can cd to file directory and see the number of files. okay, but can't read the file's content inside. Let's move to the right meaning you can see the files inside the directory and view the content inside all files. And next is last important, execute means you can see the content of directory from the outside. Okay, so I will explain. I think it will clear to everybody by the practical. Let's create one directory, mkdir test directory. Okay, let's view the directory. Okay, we have test directory. Okay, now this bits user have read write execute. Okay, so I'll go inside the directory. Let me create 5 files for I in loop 1 to 5 do touch file $1 file $I done. Okay, yeah, 1 2 3 4 5 where inside the test directory. Okay, now you just write inside one of the file. Okay, we'll write through this one, echo this is file $1 content close. It's not visible, let me do here. And then move this content to file I. Okay, let's see all the file have content or not. File 1, yes. Then get file 2, then get file 3. So all file have content. Okay, something is wrong. Just put I because here the value is file. Now I will show you what would be the difference. Cat. Okay, file 1 2 3 4 5 content. In all the file 1 2 3 4 file, the content is, this is the file 1 content, this is file 2 content, file 3 content, this is file 4 content, likewise. Okay, so this is a user, you are able to do anything. Okay, reading means you can go inside, list the files or directories or whatever. Okay, and write means you can write inside this file. That's why file 1 have content, this one just now you have wrote. And last one is just go back to one step, c dot pwd. We are under the temp directory. You don't go inside from the outside itself, you try to list out the content. ls space hyphen ltr test directory, you are able to list. Okay, because you have execute permissions. Let's do one thing, just remove the directory executable permission for bits user. u minus execute means user just remove the executable permissions from user and file name text directory. Sorry, owner. ch on, oh sorry, should be mode user. Okay, let's verify. Now you don't have executable. Let's try to list the content of a directory remotely. Don't go inside. See, permission deny, permission deny. You know there is a file 1 2 3 4 5, but you can't see the permissions, their size, their anything. Okay, so let's say now the group is bits. Try to view the content of this directory from root user. Execute cd temp and try to go inside test. Okay, you can go. I tell you reason, because root is an administrator. You can try any other user. Let's see what user is available. Passwd is a file where all the users are available. Okay, student go to temp. Okay, try to go inside this. Okay, you can read because you have permissions of read. For other, student will come under others because student is not part of a bits group, or neither is a bits user. Student is different user, so you can read. Let's remove the permission. chmod o-r test. You need to do this as a root. chmod o-r temp test. Okay, switch to student. cd temp. Try to go inside. Try to list the file and directories. Permission denied. That means you cannot list any of the file. Okay, let's give the read permission. So I'm going to add the read permission. Plus means add. Switch to student. Go to temp and now try to go inside the test directory. You can list. Yes, you can list. Try to write inside any of the file. See, read only. Why? I think you can also you can tell inside the comment section why the read permissions is there. Why I cannot write inside this particular file. Okay, I will also show you why cannot. Because for other groups you have only read permission, you don't have write permissions. Once you add the write permission, like other plus write, let's try. Okay, but first verify. First verify, go back and verify. See, now permissions is there. Let's see whether you are able to go inside and write. cd test and view file 1. Still you cannot write something wrong. Oh, because the reason is for that particular directory you still had read permission. Okay, what you have to do, if you are giving a permission, you need to exit. You need to give as -r. R means what that particular directory, and inside all the file and directory recursively it will change all permissions. So see, this directory write is there, but for other groups we don't have write. So what we have to do, -r. Let's verify test. Okay, now write all the files have. Just switch to root student account, go to temp, try to go inside, try to write. Okay, now no read only, because now you are able to write. This is written by student user. Just save it. Cat file 1. This is student. UMASK. Basically UMASK is a value whenever you create any file or directory, so it will apply and it will give you the directory and file permissions. Okay, so first I will explain you what is a UMASK value. UMASK basically you require in the system for the security purpose. I think I have already discussed with you regarding the file permissions. Maybe I will give link in this video description, so you can view there. So read, write, execute, read, write, execute, read, write, execute, and the value will be 777. Okay, read, how it will take 421 421 421. That's why it's 7 7 and 7. Okay, and let's say in the system we have default UMASK value 022, and if you minus from this, it will be 755. That means you only have permission for read, write, execute, read hyphen execute, read hyphen execute. Okay, same for the file one. This is for directory. This is for directory. For file, how we have, file always take the permission 666. That means read, write hyphen, read, write hyphen, read, write hyphen. When we apply 022, that means 666 minus 022, then it's become 644. So meaning read, write hyphen, read hyphen hyphen, read hyphen hyphen. Okay, so this is UMASK value which you can set based on your current organization settings. Value of UMASK. Okay, you can also define temporary as well as perm. So let's see how we can do this, guys. If you before doing, please subscribe to my channel if you have not done so, and press the bell icon so that you won't miss any of the new video notifications. So we have one Linux operating system which is already running. Okay, so currently we are at root directory. Let's see, just create the file touch. We will create the file laptop. Let's see, laptop file. Okay, we will create one file. Okay, let's view the permissions for this. So you can see read, write, read, that means 644. Okay, it's by default. Let's create one directory file. It already exists. Let me view this file. Okay, oh sorry. So this is the directory dir ls space hyphen ld file dir read, write, execute, read hyphen execute, read hyphen execute. That means 755, as I have explained in this video. 755. Okay, so first we will do for the file. Let's see what is the UMASK value in our system set. It's a 0022. That means 022. And what is the configurations file? The configurations file for this is a etc profile. You can see here it's this one. Okay, so if you need to change it, Okay, first we do the temporary change. UMASK 002. Okay, so if we change it to 002, what it will be? 666 minus 002, then it will be 664. that means read write hyphen read write hyphen read hyphen. Okay, so just change it. UMASK, check the value of UMASK. Okay, it's changed. Now let's create the file. Touch file 2, listed file 2. See, read write execute read write hyphen read write hyphen read hyphen. So the value as per our calculations already changed to 664. Read write hyphen read write hyphen read hyphen. Okay, now let's go back to the directory. Let's say we have a directory permission 777. If you minus 002, then it will be 775. Okay, let's create the directory. mkdir file to directory hyphen d file to directory. So read write execute read hyphen execute, which is correct. Read write execute read hyphen execute. Okay, which is correct. And guys, you also can see one d means directory, and if there is nothing, only hyphen, then it's file. So this is this make a differentiate between file and directory. Okay, so let's see when we reboot the system whether is changed back to the same. So just rebooted the system. Let's see the status. Okay, it came up. Let's try to take the session. Check the UMASK value. So it's changed back to 0022. Okay, so this is basically the temporary change. Let's say if you want to do the permanent change, first take a backup of this etc profile, because let's say if you want it need to revert back, you can restore from the backup. So this is bk backup. Okay, let's view whether the file is there or not. Make sure before doing anything there is a file. This is, you have to make sure. Okay, it's a backup and this is there. Let's change the parameters inside the etc profile. Just search for the mask. Okay, UMASK is here. Now replace with 0. Let's log in another session. Student 1. Let's see. Okay, I need to check what are the users are on my system. No user add student file exists. Okay, I think home directory already exists. Close this session, open the new one. Student, password is not set yet. Stability student. Okay, let's try. Okay, able to log in. Now here you touch the file. Student file and see student file. You can see it's a rw hyphen. That means based on this 022, it's coming 664, which is correct only. Read write read write read, read write read write read. So this is the correct one. Now let's try to create the directory mkdir student dir as student. Okay, read write execute, read write execute, read hyphen execute. So if we give 02, should be read write execute, read write execute, and read hyphen execute, which is also coming correct. Okay, so let's exit from this session. Let's clear the screen. Now we have one more section, which is let's say whenever we create any user add student 1 file already exists. Okay, let me go to home, student. Okay, so many student, I will delete all the directories. Okay, now only one. Let's add the user add student 1. Okay, student 1, if you see here, student 1 directory created by default, and it's a directory D, and read write execute hyphen hyphen hyphen, which is mean it's a 700. That means your UMASK should be 022, sorry, 077. After adding it, then only it will be 777. And this value, where you can find it, the configuration file is cad etc login.defs. So this is the file. Here you can see UMASK. Okay, so let's do one thing. We will change this UMASK value, etc login def, go to UMASK, not here, UMASK. Okay, go to the end, UMASK. Okay, let's replace it with only 17. That means 007. Replace 7 with 0. And now check the value. Cat pipe grab FNI UMASK. Okay, value changed. Now just create user add student 2 file exist student 2. Okay, just delete this file student because it was previously created, and user del student 2. Okay, again create a user. Let me clear the screen. User add student 2. Okay, let's see. Now you can see it's a read write execute, meaning it should be read write execute hyphen hyphen hyphen. That means 770, which is correct because we have took the value of UMASK is 007. Okay, so it's become 777. So first of all, we will start our operating system. So that's a real test machine. Let it power up. And today I will also show you how to take the putty connection. So let's suppose your operating system is not in front of you. How you will take a remote session? So we have one tool called putty. With the help of this, you can take a remote session. So I will show you how to take. Okay, now operating system is power on. Let's go inside. For taking the remote session, first you should know what is the IP address of a operating system. So I will show you how you can find the IP address of a machine. Let's log in inside. I'm logging using root user. Here, okay, last login this. Let's make it full screen. Okay, now do right click and let me make it a little bit bigger screen so that it will be easier for you to view. So if you, in case if you need to find the IP address, just press IP address. This is 127. This is loopback IP. Generally we don't use it, and we have IP address 192.168.105. So using this IP address, let me see. Okay, using this IP address you will be able to take the putty session. So IP address 192.168.1.105. Let's open your putty software. You need putty. You need to download it from internet, and it's a very simple step to install it. 192.168.1.105. Let's match it. Okay, this is correct. Let's go inside, click on open. Okay, here we can see, just I'll make the setting for you so that's easier for you to view. Just make it 14. Okay, now you can see it's a little bit bigger in text. Enter the root user, enter the password. Okay, so you need to run the ID. ID will let you know using which user account you are logging into system. So here is one specific file that's called etc passwd, which contain all the users and password related information. So to make it more easier, I will show you. I will write here etc passwd having 7 fields. First is user name, second is password, UID, that means user ID, GID means group ID, and this is a description, and last one is shell. And one more is left. 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, home directory. So it's a home directory. So username is, let's say for example you are going to create user student, and you may set any of the password. It's of your choice. Next, UID system will give by default. So I will show you when we will do lab. I will show you how the ID will be given by the system. Then that is also given by default by the system. Descriptions, it's a admin info, that means name of a admin. Whatever you want to type for easy recognition. Home directory, each user have its own user directory where user can keep their personal information. User directory. Next is shell. Shell is a way to run the command where you give input and system will give output. So just we will do one example here. So etc pass wd, cat is used to see the content of a file, pass wd. So here we don't have any student, so let's create student, user add student. Okay, command executed. So let's see whether we have any user or not. Pass wd. Okay, you can see student. So first field is student. So what we have given, student name, this is student. Okay, second field is for password. This section I will discuss in next video, where I will cover password related fields. This is UID. So this is a UID, user ID of student 1002. That's a group ID. So you can see etc group 102 group ID. Okay, so etc pass wd. Now this field is empty. You can see just here the dot, I haven't put anything. So let's do it. User mode. Mode means modify. So which you want to do, student you want to modify, -c, and just mention whatever you want to mention. Let's say student user. Okay, done. Let's see whether this field is filled or not. Now you can see student user. So by using this comment, you will be able to recognize this ID belongs to which user or admin. Next is home directory. So let's say if I do switching from student, so currently where I am, pass wd means current working directory. So home students. So whenever you create user, it's by default directory will be created. So always just take home student. If you are creating test user, so home test. So always ID and home directory will be of same name. Okay, so we do exit. So means switch. And if you want to see which shell we are using, so see bin bash, which is bin bash. So guys, if you have any doubt related to etc pass wd file, please you can ask questions, and you can ask your question inside the comments, and definitely I will try to reply all your questions answer. Next we will move to etc group files, which is etc group. So here we have 4 fields. One is group name, another is password, next is ID, and last one is GID. Last one is member of this group. Okay, so basically what we can see, IDs to student. Student ID is a 102, and he's a part of 102 student. That's a 102 student. Okay, now what we want to do, we want to make student as part of maybe any of the group. Let's say wheel group. So how to do it? User mode student -a G means secondary group. First primary group is student for the student user. Secondary group you can add anything. So I may give wheel, because I already know there is a one group wheel. Let's see ID showing secondary group for user or not. See, primary group student and secondary group is wheel. That's number 10. I can also show you cat etc group. We have already group. It's grab symbol. and grab wheel. So you can see we have group wheel which id is 10, and student is already part of this wheel group because just now we have added using this command. First of all, you should know what is a configuration file. When we create the user configuration files, that is etc passwd and etc group. Whenever you create a user, you require below things. First is username, second is password, third is uid user id, gid group id, comments is easier, it helps us to recognize the user, what is the user do, what's the username, then home directory of a user, and then shell. So here I will show you how I will create two accounts, student and student1, one with argument and one without argument. Okay, so with the argument, just simple run the command user and student name, I mean username student. Okay, then if you want to mention the argument, user add -m -d for home directory. You can create any directory, you can give any of the path. Okay, I will just take here username path, whatever username it will create by this. Then c means this is comments, you can mention any of the comments, this is as per your choice. Shell, you have to give which shell you want to use, it may be bash, it may be shell, anything, default will be bash. And then finally username, and username we have student1. Okay, let's try this example. Okay, now user del command, just user del and username which is student1, student. And let's say if you want to remove the home directory with when you delete the user account, that's a user del -r student1, so it will delete the home directory of a user. Let's create, first check the file configuration file etc passwd. Okay, we have last bits user and test user, the uid is 101. Okay, let's create user student user add file exist, that's fine. I think already file home directory exists, that's why it's telling. Now let's see the configuration file. So see student uid guid, this is a home directory, home, and whatever the name you will give of a user, let's say student, it will take student, you will give student1, it will take student1, until unless you specifically don't mention, it will take the default. Then this is also bin bash is also default. Now just do manually -d home student directory, then -c for comment, this is admin user. Guys, I will clear this screen because I think you are not able to see it here properly, so clear the screen. Okay, now close this inverted comma, shell, you can mention bin sh also, but I'll just mention bin bash, and student1, enter. Let's see the cat file whether you are able to see this or not. Grab student. Okay, now we have two student. You can see the difference. Student 1, this is admin user, whatever the comment what we mentioned, but in the default one there is a no comment. So guys, I think hope you already got the difference with arguments and without argument. And let's delete the user del, and then student name. Let's see if you have home directory created or deleted or not. Student, no, it's not deleted. Okay, so you need to go and manually remove this directory. Now let's do user del -r and student 1 name. Let's see delete or not. Okay, let's see you have directory pwd. Where are you? Home directory. So see, automatically the student directory deleted because you have mentioned -rf. Okay, there is also one more important thing, password set. Okay, so just create one user add student 3 file exists. Okay, never mind, just check whether you have a file that user created or not. Student user is created. Let's open the another putty, new session, load, open. Try to log in using student account 3. You don't have password because still now you haven't set it. passwd student 3, you must set it. If you don't set it, you can't log in into system. Okay, so I have set the user account password. Just enter the same. Okay, now check user 3 group id this and student. So all this id will show you all the information, and I will run one specific command, and you need to remove the home directory. When that particular process will run, definitely you cannot remove user or user related home directory. Let's do it. This is top command, is keep continue to run. It will show you the utilization. This I explain, maybe I will prepare one video for it, but as per now we don't do. So just try to do user del student 3. See, you can see user, this is currently is used by process this. Run the command w. So you can see this student 3 running the top command. Okay, so -u. It will also show you the process id. Okay, better you kill is used to kill the process, this process. Once you kill, see, you also can see you came out. Let's see whether still any process is running. No more process. Try to delete the user student -r will remove the home directory of a student 3. If you don't put -r, the directory home's student 3 won't delete. So see, currently still in use. Kill -9 2754 kill. Okay, see, you can see this putty session went out, and now try. Okay, done. Just verify passwd. No more student. Start. We have already session open. Okay, so let's do one thing. User add, we will create one user, that's a student 10. Set the password of this user. Now just check this user is part of a which group? Student 10. It's part of a new normal student group only. Let's log in using this account. Student 10. Okay, it can go. Now you want to shut down the system. Try it. You must be root. and try to do using the sudo configuration whether it's working or not, and try to enter the password. No, it's not working. Student 10 is not in the sudo log file. This incident will be reported. So guys, what you have to do, user mode, and you need to add inside the wheel group. Okay, I'll show you how the wheel group look like. Group and pipe, I need to copy from here. Grab wheel. Okay, so you can see wheel is only the student 5, but there is no student 10. Okay, so here you need to add it. -G, capital G means secondary group, and name of the group wheel student 10. So guys, now we have added. First you need to see the configuration file of a sudoers, how it is mentioned here. ERS. Okay, so you can see wheel is a group, and he can run that group can run all the commands. It's already okay. Let's close this one. Okay, now try to run root sudo, enter the password. Okay, we need to exit first because it might not take the configuration for the already existing session. Student 10, enter the password, run the shutdown command. Make sure guys you have access to the console, otherwise you won't be able to start up your machine. Just go to the console. It may take few seconds because we have already executed the command power off, and it's sending message to all users who already log into the system. Now you can see the virtual machine is already off and our session also gone. Let's try to power on this machine manually. Okay, we have power it up. Let's see whether session is visible to you or not. I think it's gonna take a few seconds. Let's restart it again. Root. Okay, so now you have already shown using this -all option you can run any of the command. Let's show you. You can run any of the command. If you want to specify one file, so you have to edit the configuration. Is in sudoers, go to wheel. I have already did copy. Okay, you can do also one more thing. Add line here, similar like this. See, you can see the template here, what it's telling to you, and all /usr bin only you want to run the vi. Other than this you cannot run any of the command. Okay, so we'll do one thing. User mode, remove student 10 with the wheel group, id student 10. Okay, now let's try to run again the command, whether shutdown commands run or not. Student 10. Okay, try. Okay, user 10 is not allowed to execute this one. Okay, and you do power off also. System ctl power off. So try to do the vi of etc pass wd file, go to the end, hash the student 5 user, try to save it. You can't do editing, so just do without saving. You need to run this with -sudo. Okay, go to the last line, 5, hash it. Okay, now you are able to see the file, save the file and check the password student 5, because we added hash in front of it. Same way, just remove it, student. Okay, remove this one. Now you can see we have changes back to the previous one. Remove the hash. So let's start. Okay. We have already virtual machine running. We have log file. So before that, I will first let you know etc sudoers. This is a configurations file, and at the last of the line, last of the file, you have to add this line, default equal to log file, space log file equal to, and the location whatever you want to mention. Let's say where log sudo .txt. It should be log. Okay, just so let's see, we have chat etc group, it's a wheel, grab -wheel. So you can see student 5 is already part of it, and we have etc pass wd grab pass wd grab I student 10. So let's user mode -g wheel student 10. We have added it. Set the password. I'm not sure what's the password for this one. Student 10. Okay. Student 10 password this. Shutdown must be root sudo. So it's asking for the password, that means I can do it. Let's do something else. vi etc pass wd hash. Okay, I think on this specific command he have access etc sudoers. So 10 is only can vi the files. Here we will here you can see student 10 only have permission to vi the file. Let's test it. Sudo vi etc pass wd, go at the end, hash. Okay, we can do it. Okay, but if you try without sudo, you can't do it. Read only file, so you are not authorized to do it. Okay, so using the sudo you can do it. Now let's add inside the sudo's file for the logs capturing. SODOERS G, and down you have to add it default log file equal to where log sudo dot log, close, save it. Go to the where log sudo, okay, check the log file. Okay, it's not there. Let's try to do the sudo related things. -L. Okay, something wrong. I think sudo file is not edited defaults. Let me add -s here, save it. Okay, you can see. Let me clear the screen. Sudo -l means whatever commands you can run using this using the sudo. So you only have authority for student 10 for the vi. You can edit the files. Okay, let's try to edit the file. Remove the hash. Try to save the file. Okay, you are not able to do it. Edit it. You have to put sudo in front of it, then only you can do it. Go to the last line, remove the hash, came out of the file. Clear the screen so you can see etc passwd. You just remove the hash in front of the student file. Let's see sudo.log file captured here. Yes, it's captured. And see the content. So you can see just now you edited the file, just now you list the command. Okay, so everything whatever a normal user do using a sudo, all will be captured, and this will be further take for the audit purpose whether the specific commands run is authorized and you have already gotten approval. We always require to download some content from internet, so for this we have special command which is called curl, curl, and then option, and then after this we will use the link, url link. Okay, so let's begin. As for example, you want to download a putty, download putty. Okay, go to download. Here you just right click on it, copy link, curl. You need to put -o options, because if you don't put this option you cannot save the content of a file. In case if you want to read the file or check the connectivity, don't use -o. But if you want to save the file, you have to use -O. And now let's try this command. We have already logged in Linux server. Make sure on the server you are connected to internet, then only you are able to download, otherwise it will show the result blocked. Okay, showing unknown error because it's not able to resolve this one. So what you have to do, from your window machine, ping this one and just see the IP address of that particular link, and replace the earth li with the IP address, and then try. Let me clear the screen. Right click. Okay, unable to communicate securely with the peer. Requested domain name does not match the server certificate. So this error is coming because we are using HTTPS. S is for security. Use it without S. Now you can see there should be file called putty, and this is the date just now. That means just now we have downloaded. So it's a putty software. Now you can download this into your Windows machine and you can install on the Windows server. Let's say for example you have to create multiple files, like 10 files. So you can do test1, test2, test4, test5. So by this way definitely you can create, but it's not an easier way. Let's say you have to create 100 of files, it will be very difficult. So what we can do, we can use for command where I is the argument. Okay, let me clear. For command I is the argument in. So 1 till 10, that means 1 to 10. So it will take 1 first time, then 2, then second time, 3, third time, and by this way till 10 it will take 1 by 1. Now what you have to do for each and every argument, do. And what you want to do, you want to create touch. Okay, I'll do one thing. File, I want to keep all the file name as file1, file2, file3. So $I. Here I meaning is first it will take 1 as a I, it will put it here, then 2 as I, then it will be file2, then 3 in I, then it will be 3 file. So likewise it will go till 10, then done. Okay, now our command executed. See, in one attempt, test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all the files we had created. I think, okay, these are test file. This is test 1, file 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now let's say you want to remove all these file in one attempt. What you will do? You need to do one thing, rm file 1, then file 2, then file 3, and so on, which is also again time consuming. Do one thing, mention the same argument, do rm and file $I, done. Let's see whether files are there or not. Okay, it's gone. No more file 1 to 10 files. Okay, so guys, this is by this way you can do any of the thing. Let's say you want to ls-ltr test. So we don't have 6, 7, 8, 9, so it's haven't executed, so just make it 5. See, you can do ls-ltr. Let's say you want to change the permissions for this. So very simple, chmod. This chmod change permissions I will give you tutorial in next video. So 666. See, there is no read write. Here is only read. Let me change the permissions, then you can see now read write. So your permission changed from 644 to 666. Okay, now change it back because it's not good to keep these permissions like this. 644. Okay, so now we had done this function. We will come to the next command, which is awk. Let's say you wanted to list, these are the number of files. Let's say you have 100 of files and you only want to see this name. What you will do? ls-ltr awk print $. Okay, this section is 1, this is 2, 3, this is column 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is 9 column. Press 9, enter. See, you can see all the files name here. Okay, now let's say you want to grab Okay, let me copy this grab symbol. You want to grab only test related file. Grab, it's not okay, scrap, then test. See, you can see only test 1 2 3 4 5. So see, if you are not familiar all this function, what is it, how to use this one, definitely you will run ls space -ltr, then you it will be very bit challenging for you to get only this file name from the particular locations. So let's say you want to do any of the functions here, you can do it. For I, now we will run the loop command. This symbol, this is just behind your escape button down. There is a button escape, and just down there is a this kind of symbol apostrophe. I think this is an apostrophe. This is apostrophe. Okay, then copy this all command, close this one, enter, do what you want to do, ls space -ltr $I, done. I want to list first, okay, because I want to verify whether before doing any of the function I'm doing the correct thing or not. So yes, I can only list 1 2 3 4 5 files. Now don't list anything. You can remove these files as well. Okay, now just check whether this files test file is there or not. So let's now see, no more files. So what you have done, this command's output, which was this 1 2 3 4 5 name 1 2 3 4 5, you have taken in I argument one by one file I, and then you have done ls space -ltr if files available. If files available, then you have done remove. So any of the functions you can perform, and it's like a kind of a automatic deletion of number of files at a one time. So this make your task and work very easy. Now come back to the find command. Okay, so let's say first we will do one thing, history grab 4. So I want to touch 1 to 10 file. I'll do one thing, 149. Okay, done. So this is also one of the method. You just grab the history, whatever this number, just put sign of exclamation in front of this and type the number whatever you want to run. It will automatically run this command for you. Now you can see file 1 2 3 4 5 6 10 till 10 is created for you. Okay, now you do one thing, use the find. First I need to let you know about the syntax. For find syntax, find, that's location, then argument can be anything, and then value. So find, let's say location is /root. Okay, I can make any slash. Then by name I want to search file number 9. Okay, let's run this command. Oh, I have a number of okay, I think main important thing is showing permission denied, because I need to use this command as sudo. Now I have to enter password of my user account bits. So many numbers, 9999. Okay, now we do one thing, we will change the directory bits. Instead of root we do home bida. 9. So we have only one file. So one file, what you can do, exec ls space hyphen ltr and this one ex okay. Now it's listing this file. You want to change permissions, now you can do any of ch mode 6 or 666. Here the permission is read write read. So now let's list read write. So this find command is very most important. Let's say you want to find any of the file with the name 9 under that particular locations, and after searching this you run this command. Whatever the input of this command will be, it will execute it in that format. You need to learn the syntax. Let's begin. Okay, so we have already one session open here. So okay, this check the ID, it's a root ID, and now we will check -ef. So these many of process are running in the system. You can see number of process, and systemd, I tell you, this is one of the most important process. If you will kill this, then the operating system will go down and the process ID will be for this one. Okay, then subsequently the number of other running process. You can see here also. Let me grab for you. SSH. So you can see here SSH root is done the SSH to this system. You can see this here. Now let's go to the other genome. So genome is also, that means it's related to GUI, which is also running. Genome. Okay, so you can see all the listed process here. Let's say one of the user get swd. We have, I think, already one user which is a student. Okay, let's open another session, log in with this user. Oops, it's a wrong password. Okay, now you run any of the command. Let's say if I'm running top command will give you the system utilization. Okay, just check the process. Top. Okay, so you can see top command is running by the student account. Okay, and if you want to kill it, you might have to kill space ID. Then let's see the another window. Okay, you can see the session is already terminated. Okay, let's run it. Sleep 1000. It's running. Just see what are the process running. Grab sleep. Okay, so you can see sleep is also running using the student account. Now let's close this session, and let's say if you have process running in the background, make it n percentage mean running the process in background. Meaning is, let's say if you won't run this one, if you run this without an n percentage, you cannot get this $shell, and whatever command you will type, no use, because it's dollar prompt is not coming for you. So you need to kill. If you want to do another work, you cannot do until only this process completes. So you have to kill it. So avoiding this, do n percentage, and your session will be available. You can do anywhere whatever you want to do. Now see, you have jobs running, one sleeping, this. So if you want to bring this process in foreground, I mean you want to see the progress, just do one. Okay, you can see sleep thousands is running. Okay, here we go. And now you want to check what are the process running using the student account. You can see here SSHD also running, bash also running, sleep also running. Okay, so you can kill here this sleep and let's see whether it's killed or not. So it's killed. Okay, terminated. You can see here terminated. And now I want to show you one more practical. Let's say this student running the process top, and you have requirement to delete the user account student. So let's say you are deleting -r student. It won't allow you to delete the user account because user account already running this top process. Okay, so what you have to do, first of all you have to kill this process. First you need to find out what are the process running using that account. First of all, top kill this one. Now let's see whether it's killed or not. Yes, it's killed. And try to see any other process. Try to remove the home directory. Still it's running. Another process running, that's why it's not allowed to kill the delete the user account. So kill this process, and this process is related to 2701, that means SSHD. Once you will kill, you will notice that this session is already killed. Okay, because just now we killed it manually. Now you try to delete the user del. Okay, so cat etc pass wd student account is now no more. That error was what was reflecting is because of student home directory, because it was not removed because of some permission issue. Okay, that's a different thing. So guys, I think this video, and there is also one more command. Let's log in using the student account. Okay, student account is no more. User add student2 file exit, that's fine. Student2 password. Okay, so not this one. Let's log in using student2. Okay, just run this top command again, and let's say you want to, there's also one command w which will show you what is the workload and how many users are there. Let's say system is already up from 13 hours. Okay, and it's 2 users, and these are the loads. Root and student2 is running into the system. Okay, so what are the commands they are running? This top command. So again you need to find this top command process ID, and kill 9. Let's see it's killed or not. Yeah, it's killed. So guys, this is what about the process. There is also one more things are left. I think this I can explain using the help of PPT. So let me open the PPT. So here what you can see, the process, this is a process, and it's once is initiated it may generate the child process. Okay, the moment child process execute, it will exit and it will go back to its parent process. Then parent process will start executing itself and it will go to the complete state. Okay, sometimes child process won't generate, so it will directly go from parent process. It will wait. If really required to wait, then after processing it will go for the completion. Let's make it bigger. Okay, so this is a new process. Let me run the slideshow. Okay, so here what you can see, this is a new process. It may schedule or it may not be scheduled. It will be in ready state. Okay, then it will start running, going kernel for the memory process. It may go for sleep also, maybe waiting for some instructions or some executions or something else. Then it may wait for an event, go back to the ready state. There is also one more stop. Maybe for some of the reason it might suspend or something we have done or user done, or maybe because of system. Then it will go back to the resume status and it will be ready to will go for the executions. Here is user running. User, it may be waiting here for some user executions or user input or something else, or it may be related to this applications. It, after processing application, it will go back to the kernel and it will either exit, or sometimes, only sometimes, it may release zombie process. Zombie process is nothing, just leftover of the dead process which was not cleaned up properly. Okay, and at the end it will so that's a complete life cycle of a process. Guys, we have already session open. Okay, let's copy this one pipe, grab SSH related. Oh, so many, but we will only search daemon. So you can see SSHT daemon, so that means it's related to daemon. Same like this, if we have NFST, okay, it's not running. And we have TCP dump, that's also not there. Okay, so similar like this, if you will list process, all the process in a system, we can see D. It's some names are daemon itself, GOA daemon. You can call it daemon or daemon, any of these, depends on your convenience. Cron D is for scheduling the jobs. Add D for that is also for scheduling the job. SSHD, Crony D. So there are so many daemons which always keep running in the background. You won't need to worry about it. Okay, so first of all you should know what are the functions. Basically daemons by default they run when the system start and keep running till the system shut down, or you manually add that particular daemon. Okay, so you should know the state of a daemon. First is check status, another is enable, next is disable, reload, mask and unmask. Basically these are the status of a daemon we have. Let's do one thing, clarify with the example. System CTL status SSHD system. Okay, you can see keep running. So if I want to open another session, I think I need to see what are the user accounts are there. Student 2. Okay, so if you do student 2, okay, you can log in into the system. Let's say if you want to stop the SSH services, so you have to do stop, then daemon name which is SSHD. Okay, so sorry, system systemctl stop. Now let's try to take another session. Okay, you won't be able to take. Why? Because SSH services used to take the session, remote session, but now in this case I have already disabled it, so you won't be able to take the session of SSH. So you can see it's a inactive, dead. Okay, now let's start it. And try to take the session again. Okay, now we have session available. So we have already explained this check status, enable, disable and reload. What it's meaning by a reload? Let's say okay, let's say you have a process running and the process it's a 2584. okay, now do systemctl stop sshd. okay, now check the status. This process is no longer available. okay, now start again, and you can see it's a new with the new ID 2668. okay, I will let you know the difference now. Let's say if you want, you will do reload. What will happen? It will refresh the SSH session, but it won't change the process ID. It will keep it same. In the start and stop process, it will completely kill and start again, then that's why it's having new ID. But in case of reload, it just only do the refresh and it don't change the process ID. Here you can see the process ID similar 2668 26668. okay, now let's move to the mask and unmask. Sometimes you believe like nobody should change accidentally any of the services, either start or stop. okay, so in that case we have option system ctl mask sshd. now let's start the services of sshd. as you can see it's masked. That means we cannot, even though we want to start, but we cannot do. Let's do unmask and start the services. Now check the services. So it's running. okay, and one more difference I want to tell you between enable, disable and start and stop. Enable, disable, what happens? Let's say you have system ctl disable sshd. okay, and your services are already running. Now let's reboot the system, because once you do the disable, you won't be able to start your services after the reboot. Even after the reboot, the SSD service will be in disabled state. okay, let's boot the system. Even though you will try to take SSH, it won't be. Let's see from the system side, system console side. okay, now system is up. Try to take SSH session now. Okay, you won't be able to take, connection refused. Let's log in inside the system. Zoom in. Okay, check the services, systemctl status SSHD. So you can see it's already disabled. So first you can start it, and you can check the status. So it's running, but still the status is disabled. Okay, that means once your system will reboot, definitely you no longer will be able to access the services. You need to go to console and start the services like this way. So now let's not this happen again. Systemctl enable SSHD. Okay, let's try to access from here. Restart. Okay, now we are able to access the system. Clear the screen. We have already one operating system running, as you can see here, and putty sessions is open here. So first of all, we should know what is a file system. df space -h, and you can see there is no /var file system because it's part of a root file system. So let's go to /var, enter here, and all the logs go here. This is log. Okay, pwd clear. So we are currently at the var log file system. List what are the files and directories are there. Okay, so as you can see, we have cron, we have messages, secure, bt, mp, wtmp. So all the system related boot logs, mail logs, everything, all events goes here. Okay, so let's view one by one. Let me clear the screen. So first of all, the first one was cron. So let's see what you can see inside cron. Okay, let's better do tail -f and cron. So you can see it will reflect you 10 down line, and how it is. The log location is where, and let's say you have cron file, okay, which keep the schedule task related info. Whenever you review the file, so how you have to do, you have to view from the bottom, because the most important or most updated logs goes there. Most updated logs go there. Okay, and on the top of the file, least, I mean the oldest logs goes on the top. Okay, so always we have to analyze from the bottom. So here you can see some logs. You can see, I think crony early. So we inside the system we have some daily, monthly, hourly jobs. So based on that, whenever schedule task execute, this will also generate logs. Okay, so let's go back to the another one. Control C. That's messages. That's, guys, this is very important file. So let me view it. Messages go at the end. So if you see, server startup completed, host name, this, and session started for root. So just now I have taken a session of a root, that's why these logs are coming, and it's very recent one. You can see system also started, so all the logs will go here. This is the recent logs. Okay, so let's go out of it. Control C, quit. Oh sorry, you need to quit it. And next is secure. Secure means whoever login into your system, connection closed by this. Okay, so this is basically who login into your system, from which IP, all this, what session is open, all this it will show you. Other than this, we have last command. Last command will show you who login into your system last. Okay, it's very long list. So root, the latest is 2020. Okay, so I log in into this system latest by 2020 and 21.59 still logged in. That means root terminal is still open. Okay, and that time is rebooted. So let's say if you want to do student related user logs, so you can see 2020 last log was on 13/11 and there is no session currently running using student. And let's say if I start student, let's suppose one, god, it should be, I'm not sure account on this is student share, so I need to just verify student 2 is there. Student 2 is there. Okay, never mind, we do one thing, we just cancel this session and start with the new one, and we call it student 2. Enter the password. Okay, so let's see whether we are able to recognize this one or not. Student 2. So you can see it's still login, and just now date is November 29 and 0057 and currently still login. Okay, so guys, I think this will clarify your doubt. Now we will go back to the configuration file of logs. So the configurations file is etc rsys log.conf. Let me view it. etc rsys conf. So you can see here all the parameters what are set. Okay, you can see all the info, mail, everything go to the messages, even cron log also. For security authentication purposes, secure logs, any kind of mail goes directly to mail logs. Cron, emergency logs. So different parameters are defined here. Okay, let's close it. Now we will talk about the journal ctl command. What basically ctl. Okay, so let's run this command. Journal, oh sorry, spelling is wrong, so it's a journal ctl. Let's do one thing, just make it grep warning. Okay, so nothing is there, just try to run as it is. So you can see all the latest logs. I need to see. Okay, it's having many logs. So basically you can define a filter over here. It's a November 2020 21:55. Oh, no logs over here. Go to the end. So you can see latest logs are at the bottom. Okay, remove slice user of student. So that means just now we closed the session of student 2 and the session went off. That's the log is showing, and any kind of error I think you are able to view here, but you need to apply the filter. For filter we have very good man journal ctl. Okay, so it will show you what are the parameters you have to select. Let's say you want to see all the logs. Okay, and you want to search by date, that is also you can do. let me see. Priority basis -p priority, I mean the warning, or okay, let's see emerge. So let's try this option. So journal command -p emerge, no entry. We don't have any kind of entry, so it will give you error. Let's say error, oh, this is error we have, cannot access this one. That's happened just recently. Okay, so similar like this we have. So likewise you are able to search the log based on the priority, based on the timeline, based on the date, everything. Now come to the sessions, which is cronid. Cronid basically to set the local time with NTP server. Okay, and we have configuration file etc chrony.conf. Here you can mention your NTP server and enable the NTP synchronization on. Okay, let's see. Cat etc chrony.conf. Any server is set there. Let's see. Okay, it's all this is real servers, NTP server, which is by default the entry will be there. So you just need to hash these 4 lines and have to enter your organization NTP server with I burst. Okay, before that I want to just check one more thing. Time, date, CTL. So you can see in NTP setting also no, and time zone is Asia Singapore, which is the correct one. Local time is this, universal time is this. Okay, so this way also, let's say if you move from Singapore to India, you can set your time zone, set zone. It's time zone, display all possibilities, yes. So here you can see, maybe if you want to search, I think searching is not allowed, so you can search Asia, India, Kolkata. Okay, so Kolkata timing is also given here, even Delhi time also given, so you can select based on. Okay, let's search Kolkata. Okay, so likewise I think I no need to change it because I am already at the correct time zone. And similar like this, if you want to set the time, you can do it. You can just mention time in hour colon, minutes colon, seconds. This I'm not going to set it. Just clear the screen. And if you need to set for the set NTP, so you just have to make it true. Okay, and if you see the time zone, date, CTL, you can see it's already set. But before that, make sure you have already done the entry inside your cronid file. cronid.conf file is not correct. Okay, just to make it hash, sorry, make it hash. Okay, and down below just mention let's say I have on server 192.168.1.106. there I'm pointing with IBURST. okay, so hopefully you are able to sync it. The server currently is off, but likewise you can do the your NTP server setting in the configurations file, and then can let it the NTP enable yes. By this way your system always will be syncing with the NTP server. So here you can see we have two servers running, that's local one and it's local 2. basically I did clone only, but it's a local one and this is local 2 host. I have already opened the putty for this both host. So you can see the black color putty is for the host name local host, and that's the white color putty for the local host 2. okay, so let's see what are the users available here. Guys, before going to the practical, let me explain you few parameters. Okay, so basically we have server 1 and server 2. User 1 will be on server 1 and user 2 will be on server 2. So we will log in from user 1 to user 2 on different server. okay, and we'll do passwordless. We'll do first with the password, then we will try without the password. okay, so first let's discuss with the password. So we have here user 1 user del -r user 2, not to create any confusion, I'm just deleting the user 2. now you can see only user 1 on the local host 1 we have, and other one cat etc passwd. so we have user 2 here. okay, so let's do one thing. SSH, if you want to log in from one server to another server, the syntax will be SSH username remote username, and this is remote server name. like this. okay, so let's do SSH user 2 at local host 2 could not resolve. okay, we need to do by IP address 192.168.1.106 because I know the IP address. The first host have IP address of one. Let me show you the server. I mean the local host have IP address 192.168.1.105 and local host 2 have IP address 192.168.1.106. okay, so here it will be, I'm just going to replace with user 2 and the IP address will be this. okay, first time when you will log in, you can see this warning message. basically this is nothing. It will whenever you log in from your server to another user first time, it will ask for this, are you sure you want to continue connection? yes. okay, and enter the password of user 2. so here we go. We can now host name, it's host name 2. okay, and user also user 2 ID user 2. now let's exit and try to do SSH again. This time it's not asking because it's only asked for the first time, and there will be one. Currently we are user 2 home directory. there is a hidden files .ssh. if you go inside, you can see there is already non-host file which belongs to local host. okay, so by taking a reference of this, it won't ask for the warning message again and again. So localhost 2 already know, local 1 key already with me, so I no need to ask, I no need to show this warning again and again. So guys, this is related to the with password SSH. Now let's say you want to do the passwordless authentication. Now we will discuss about the passwordless authentications. So I have mentioned the step for this. First, from user 1 on the local host 1, you have to generate the key, copy the key onto the server 2, try to SSH, then it must be password, it must be without password. Okay, so let's try. This is we have server 1. So first of all, SSH key gen, public and private key here. File already exists, do you want to replace? Yes. Enter passphrase, nothing to enter. Okay, so let's see. There is a hidden file called .ssh and you should having 2 public and private key. Okay, so let's do one thing. This public key you copy, SSH hyphen and the user 2 at localhost 2. Oh sorry, it did not resolve, so you need to enter the IP address. This resolution problem we can resolve by mentioning in etc host file, then it is able to recognize the host 2, localhost 2. So as per now we are not doing this, just entering the IP address, enter the password of user 2. Okay, now let's try user 2 at IP address which is here, and tada, we are able to log in. It's ID 2 and hostname 2. Okay, so guys, this is okay, one more thing I want to show you. ID root, switch to user 2. If you see, if you check the etc hidden file, SSH hidden file here, go inside, you can see inside the authorized key you have root local key, okay, local host. So this is a key of this host, and whatever you will copy, just now we ran the command, copy command. So this what it will do, it will copy the public key into the server under the user directory 2.ssh and authorized key. Okay, so this is what I want to show you. And now let's discuss about the SSH file configurations. So we should know what is a file. So file location is etc ssh _config. Okay, so let's copy this one and permission denied. Okay, this is user, so need to exit cd, just remove this one, clear the skin, pwd. Now list, you can see ssh.config. okay, all this is a configurations file, and here there are a lot of parameters you can set. For example, permit root login, you want it to allow login as a root or not. Public key authentication, you want allow or not. So all these parameters will be mentioned here. So there are a lot of things. Okay, so depends on your requirement, you can change it. I will show you one of the similar small example. Permit. Okay, permit empty password. permit root login. So you can do one thing, remove hash. If you don't make any change, just again login, copy this line. Otherwise, in case if you want to revert back, you can still do the changes back. Okay, so I have done copy, remove this one, and I don't want root login, so I will just make it as no. Let's try to log in whether this local host you are able to log in using root account or not. Root, previously he was able to log in. Okay, now also, oh sorry, we need to restart the SSH services. Until unless you want to, it won't be. System ctl restart, your session will be go off, so just make sure. Okay, this is done. Exit, take another duplicate session, try to log in as root. See, it won't allow. So this is one of the security part where you have to disable direct root login. So similar like this, we have other parameters based on your organization requirement, you can change it. Basically this command we use to compress the file, compress and reduce the size of a file. Let's say for example you have file 1, file 2, file 3, file 4, file 5. So once you combine together into one file, it's called tar. So we can make it as a file collection .tar, and extension will be .tar. Okay, and this .tar you need to put it manually. In practical I will show you how you can do it. Now we will move to zzip file. Zzip is to compress a number of files. Let's say this file collection file size of 1 KB. Once you do the zip, the size will reduce, maybe lesser than this. You can assume 200 byte, somewhere around, or maybe less than this, or around 300, but it will be less than 1 KB. I think I have to make it very simple. For example, in Windows, what we do, we just create here. I will create for example, you have text, new text 1, new text 2, new text 3. So this file, once you select, right click and send to compress zip, this is same in Windows. This is what we call is tar. I think it will be now more clear to everybody. Let's do the practical. First we will create a 5 files. So I will use a loop i.in, and I will put a number 1 to 5. I think this loop you already got it because I have shown the video how to do it in previous practical. And then do what you want to do, touch file $i. So this $i will take value from here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So file 1, file 2, file 3 till file 5. Enter. Now done. Let's view whether the files are created or not. Okay, it's created. Just now it's created. Okay, now you want to enter something inside this file. So you do one thing, use the same command, echo this is file 1 and write it inside the file $i. Done. Echo. Okay, I think something wrong here. There should be space. Now there should be file 1 2 3 4 5 cat file 1. I think, sorry, there is something wrong. It should be I. Okay, now there is a file. How many files? We have 5 files. Now see file 5. Okay, get file 2. So all this is a file 5, this is a file 2. So the similar contents in all 1 2 3 4 5 files. Now you want to make it tar. So guys, for this the syntax is tar space CVF. C means compress, and the file name, tar file name, and here the file which you want to tar or archive. Okay, so this will be, now we will use the syntax tar cvf compress. So let's make it file collection dot tar file 1, file 2, file 3, file 4, file 5. Okay, now enter. Can you see? Yeah, now we have file created, and size of this is in byte, so it's a 10 byte. Okay, now what you can do, you just remove all these files, 5 files. I'm going to remove these 5 files. rm.f. now see, files are there. Okay, no files. Let me remove this file also. Okay, now I want to see the content inside. So for watching a content inside this file is similar, only the option tvf and tar file name. That's it. To view the content, and tar -xvf for extracting the content of a tar file. I mean, you want to unzip, similar like unzip or extraction. Okay, let's view tar tvf, then file collection. You can see number of files are there, but file won't be extracted. Now we will extract the file tar xvf, tar file name, enter. See, you can see all your 1 2 3 4 files. Let's see whether files are same or not. 1, okay, this is file 1, so it's same, but still your tar file will be there, and additionally you will get files what were inside the tar files. Okay, now hope tar command is very clear to you. Now let's move to the zip command. Zip is similar, basically for zipping the command use zip, then tar file name for zipping, for compress, and file will appear in .zz extension. And if you want to unzip, do gunzip space zip file name, zip file name. I will explain you how. Zip file collection tar. Okay, now let's see now this tar file is zip and extension is zz. This is what I have explained to you. It will appear in zz file. Tar will be in its a file name, complete tar file name, plus .zz. Another is how to unzip a file. For example, you have tar.zz, gun zip, and the zz file extension file name. You can see now it's converted back, and you need to open the new sessions, because in the existing session it will take the current setting. The previous SSH daemon settings was there. So now you can see we will close all the previous window. Okay, so now we are ready to go. First of all, we need to check how many interface we have. We have ENS32. This is loopback IP address, loopback interface. This we don't use it. Generally we only use this one, and this is virtual one which is related to VMware, so you can ignore this one. And now you can see IP address of a system is set to 192.168.1.0. okay, and if you see in my putty, I have already set this IP address, which is 192.168.1.105. okay, if you see the interface is up, that's why you are able to access through putty. If it is down, you definitely won't be able to access. This is broadcast gateway interface. This is basically this will be your Ethernet address, and this is related to internet IP version 6. Basically it's not required, you can disable it. Okay, so this basically this is the informations you might need to understand, how you are understanding, and what are the informations you get in IP space ADDR command. okay, and other than this, I will show you what is a configurations file. You already know ENS33 is there, so just go to the directory etc sysconfig network. okay, here you can see, so tail -10 ENS if CFG ENS33. so you can see IP address, name is ENS33, this is UID, this is the device name, on boot yes, IP address 24, and the gateway. So let's say if you want to change the IP address of the system, basically what you have to do, you have to open this file ENS33, and other more settings are there. So you just go to IP address, change the IP address whatever you want to do. Let's say you want to replace it with 6 we won't put, because another machines I have kept the IP address of 106, so I'm not using 106. Save it, check whether it's changed or not. No, it's not yet changed. Why? Because still you need to do system restart, system ctl restart network. okay, the moment you do it, the session will disappear. Why it will disappear? Because the IP address we are using, it's 105, now it's 107. try to log in. so just yes, login as root. so if you do, let me close the session, it's already finished. okay, so this is second session, IP ADDR. now you can see it's a 107. let's change back to the previous one, EICFG. okay, first you need to see where you are, WD. okay, you need to go to etc sysconfig network script and VIEFG-EN, that's the interface name, and change the IP address. Okay, replace with 5. Save it and systemctl restart network. And the moment you do restart network, your session will go off, and let's see whether the session you are able to get in again. Yes, you are able to log in because we changed back the IP to the previous IP, which is 105. Okay, let's close this session. So guys, now you understood how you can change the IP address. There is one more thing, NMCLI. So this will help you to change the IP address. Okay, so let's say if you want to disconnect or you want to show the IP address device, so it will show the ENS information, Ethernet, what is speed, connected or not connected, this is a file, this is IP address. Okay, so similar like this you can also run other. Let's say you want to do device and you want to modify and you want to modify this ENS33. Okay, so what do you want to change? You just list all the possibilities. So here we can see what are the possibilities, what are the things you can change it. Pin, private, Ethernet, port, speed, auto connect, connections ID. So we have one of the option, IP version 4 address. Okay, just select it, mention this here 192.168.1. I think it's not visible there. Let's make screen clear to you. Copy this one 1.107. If you see, the moment you will do it, the session will go off. Let's try to take another session with 107. So it's a 107. Okay, now you can see it's able to log in, and you do IP ADDR, so you simply can see it's 107. So I think command line is also one of the way where you can NMCLI device modify ENS, and it's a IPv4 and 192.168.1.105. okay, so let's see whether you are able to get this session back. Root. Yes, so I have shown you both the traditional as well as the NM network management command line interface. Okay, so another thing I would like to discuss about how to set the host name. Currently, if you see, I have host name set localhost. By both command you can see host name localhost as well as host name localhost. Okay, if you, let's say you have to change, you have to do the editing in etc host file. So let's suppose I just change it to server 1. So let's see you are able to get or not. Let's reboot the system to reflect these changes. So I have just rebooted. So you can see from the console what's the status, how long it will take to reboot. Okay, let's try to log in. Root and enter the password. Let's try to check the host name, server 1. So you can see after reboot the changes are took place, because for changing the host name you really require to reboot the server. So make sure you have taken the proper downtime from your application owner, or you have informed and sent the broadcast message for the maintenance. Okay, so this is one of the important, because if you are going initially in this field, definitely you won't be aware about the process. So this is very small process I'm just talking about. Let's discuss about DNS. DNS basically help you to resolve the name. Okay, so resolve the name, and from name to IP and IP to host name. So let's see whether you have any DNS set or not. So you can see it's a google.com.8.8. I have just set it to Google. Okay, but as per your organization setting, you can set it to your DNS server, you can set to your AD server, whatever server, whether the server is able to see the all host name and its related IP as well as related IPs to host name.